Good afternoon, radio fans. Big Al here on this April Fool's Day. It's Monday, April 1st, 2024, and we're continuing our look at the February radio ratings from across the country. And today our focus will be on markets 21 through 30. So we'll be taking a look at the February ratings for Charlotte, Portland, Baltimore, St. Louis, San Antonio, Riverside, San Bernardino, Salt Lake City, Sacramento, Austin, and Orlando. This information is courtesy of RadioOnline.com and from Nielsen. So, without further ado, let's dive right into market number 21, which is the Charlotte-Gastonia radio market. Their ratings were released. It is Country 103.7 WSOC posting a 7 share of the Charlotte market. Number 2 is Beasley Media Group's sister urban adult contemporary station V101.9 WBAV, logging a 5.7. 1029 The Lake WLKO from iHeartMedia came in third with a 5.6. Fourth is their sister country station, 96.9 The Cat, WKKT, posting a 5.4. Fifth place is K104.7 WKQC from Beasley Broadcast Group at 5.2. Number 6 is University Radio Foundation's 90.7 WFAE. This is the NPR station in Charlotte. They finished 6th with a 4.9. Then we got a couple of Urban One stations after that. Number 7 is 105.3 R&B WOSF, posting a 4.8. And sister news talk station 1110 and 99.3 WBT AM and FM came in 8th with a 4.6. In 9th place in the Charlotte area is 106.5 The End, WEND. This is the alternative rock station from iHeartMedia. They finished 9th with a 4.4. Then you've got Beasley Media Group's hip hop station Power 98 WPEG, posting a 4.1, and they are tied with iHeartRadio's classic rocker 99.7 The Fox WRFX, which is also the Carolina Panthers flagship station. Both stations came in with a 4.1. Outside the top 10, you've got Urban One's Praise 100.9 WPCS with a 3.8, finishing 12th. Davidson College's classical station 89.9 WDAV was 13th, finishing with a 3.7. 14th is Urban One's WFNZ 92.7. That's the sports talker flagship of the Charlotte Hornets. They were 14th, finishing with a 3.4. And their sister station, 107.9 The Link WLNK, finished 15th with a 2.7. 16th place is Beasley Media's KISS 95.1 WNKS with a 2.5. And its rival top 40 station is iHeartRadio's WHQC Hits 96.1, finishing 17th with a 2.1. And you have a three-way tie for 18th to round out the top 20. You've got Radio Training Networks, WLFJ FM, South Carolina Educational Television's WSC FM, which is part of South Carolina ETV Radio, and regional Mexican station 106.1 La Raza, WOLS, all finishing with a 0.8. So that is a look at the Charlotte radio market. and the ratings for February. Now let's jump to market 22, which is Portland, Oregon. These ratings were posted on March 20th as well. There we go. And leading the way in the City of Roses is K103 KKCW with an 11.1 share of the Portland market. A distant second place is Alpha Media's News Talker FM News 1 KXL with a 6.9. Coming in third is iHeartMedia's 106.7 The Eagle KLTH, finishing with a 6.2. And then you've got a tie for fourth place with Alpha Media's 101.9 Kink FM, that's KINK, and Oregon Public Broadcasting's KOPB FM, both finishing with a 5.1. Taking the number 6 spot this week is All Classical Public Media's KQAC FM, finishing with a 4.3. In seventh place is iHeartMedia's 105.9 The Brew KFBW, posting an even 4 share of the Portland market. Number 8 is Odyssey's country station KWJJ 99.5 The Wolf, finishing with a 3.6. And you have a tie for ninth place, rounding out the top 10. Alpha Media's top 40 station, Live 95.5, and its sister country station, 98.7 The Bull, KUPL. Both finished ninth with a 3.5 share of the market. Outside the top 10, you've got iHeartRadio's Z100 KKRZ, finishing 11th with a 3.4. And then a pair of Odyssey stations tied for 12th place. Classic Rocker 92.3 KGON and 97 Charlie FM KYCH, both finished with a 3.3 share of the Portland market, tying for 12th. KRYP, this is a regional Mexican station from the Salem Media Group. They were 14th with a 2.9. Number 15 is Mount Hood Community College District owned jazz station KMHD, posting a 2.8. 16th place is iHeartMedia's hip hop station Jammin' 107.5 KXJM with a 2.7. Odyssey's high station KRSK, now known as Bella 105, finished with a 2.6, putting them in 17th place. 104.1 The Fish KFIS from Salem Media Group finished 18th with a 2.1. Alternative 94.7 KNRK is next on the list with a 2 share. And rounding out the top 20 is Odyssey's 1080 The Fan KFXX, posting a 1.6. That put them just a smidge above News Radio 1190 KEX, which finished with a 1.5. Okay, moving on to market number 23, Baltimore, Maryland. Their ratings were posted on March 19th. And Light 101.9 WLIF leads the way with a 10.4 share. Then you have Radio 1's, or rather Urban 1 stations going second and third, in fact, tying for second Q92 Jams WERQ and its sister Urban Adult Contemporary station 99 or 95.9 Magic FM both finished second with a 7.1. Right behind them in fourth place is iHeartRadio's 93.1 WPOC, posting a 7 share. And then you got a tie for fifth place with Peter and John Radio Fellowship's WRBS FM and Odyssey's Mix 106.5 WWMX, both posting a 5.4 and tying for fifth. In seventh is 98 Rock WIYY. This is the FM flagship of the Baltimore Ravens, and they also play Baltimore Orioles baseball on this station. They finished with an even 5 share. Good for seventh. Eighth place is iHeartRadio's WQSR 102.7 Jack FM with a 4.4. Coming in ninth place is 100.7 The Bay, WZBA. This is the classic rock station from Shamrock Communications. They finished with a 3.7. Number 10 is News Radio 1090 WBAL AM with a 3.3. And outside the top 10, you've got 88.1 WYPR, the local NPR news station in Baltimore. They have a 3.2 in February. Right below them is Odyssey Sports Station 105.7 The Fan, WJZ FM with a 3.1, placing them 12th. Then you've got 91.5 WBJC. This is the classical station from Baltimore City Community College. They were 13th with a 2.1. 14th is 680 WCBM News Talker with a 2 share of the market. 15th place is WTMD. This is the adult album alternative station from Towson University, owned by WYPR license holding. They were 15th with a 1.9 share at the Baltimore market. Then you've got Z104.3 WZFT finishing 16th with a 1.5. All right. Praise 106.1 WLIF HD2. That's a gospel station, which is a product of Urban One, but is owned by Odyssey. They were 17th with a 1.4. 18th place is Hubbard's 103.5 WTOP out of Washington, D.C. And they get some ratings in the Baltimore market, as they do here. They have a 1.3 share of the Baltimore market, despite being a DC station. 19th is Urban One's 93.9 WKYS, which is also another station from DC. They had a 0.7 share in Baltimore. And tying for 20th place is 99.1 is Bloomberg 99.1, I should say, WDCH. That's the business news talker, also from Washington. And Morgan State University's WEAA, that's a jazz station, both finished with a 0.6. Okay, jumping to market number 24, that's St. Louis, Missouri. Their ratings were posted on March 19th. And number 1 is classic rocker KSHE 95 KSHE with a very strong 9.3 share of the St. Louis market. Tied for second, you've got iHeartMedia's 103.3 KLOU and Hubbard Broadcasting's 106.5 The Arch WARH, both with a 7.5 share. In a very close fourth place is the Arch's sister station, KPNT, 105.7 The Points, finishing with a 7.4. Number 5 is 102.5 KEZK. This is the adult contemporary station from Odyssey. They had a 6.6. iHeart Country Station 93.7 The Bull, KSD. And Odyssey's 95 or 96.3 R&B, WFUN, both tied for 6th place with 6.3 shares of the market. Coming in 8th place is Hubbard Country Station 92.3 WIL-FM with a 5.7. So both country stations doing well in these ratings in February. Number 9 is their sister sports station, 101 ESPN WXOS, licensed across the Mississippi River in East St. Louis. They have a 5 share of the market. And then rounding out the top 10 is NPR station KWMU 90.7 from the University of Missouri St. Louis. They finished with a 4.9 share of the market. Outside the top 10 at number 11 is iHeartRadio's Z1077 KSLZ, posting a 4.7. Number 12 is Odyssey's Y98 KYKYFM, 4.4. Gateway Creative Broadcasting's Joy 99.1 KLJY posted a 3.5 share, good for 13th. In 14th place is Odyssey News Talker 1120 KMOX with a 2.8. That, by the way, is the St. Louis Cardinals flagship station. And in their sister hip-hop station, Hot 104.1 WHHL closes 15th with a 2.4. Hot 104.1's rival is 100.3 The Beat from iHeartMedia, KATZ-FM, posting a 2.2, finishing 16th. And then you've got rival talk stations right next to each other. Odyssey's 97.1 FM News Talk, KFTK, finished 17th with a 2.1. And iHeartRadio's KTLK, which ties for 19th, I think. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Nope, they tie for 18th with Gateway Creative Broadcasting's Boost 95.5 KXBS, which had a 1.1 as well. And rounding out the top 20 is variety station KDHX with a 0.9. Okay, I'll be back in just a second. Grab my coffee. All right, now we're back. All right, moving to market number 25. That's San Antonio, Texas. Ratings posted on March 20th. And the top station in San Antonio for February is Kono 1011 KONO FM, finishing with a 9.3 share of the market. That's 2.5 points. That's 2.5 points higher than their number 2 station, and that's Sister Classic Rocker 106.7 The Eagle KTKX, finishing with a 6.8. In fact, the top 4 stations in San Antonio are all from Cox Media Group. It's coming in at number 3 is 99.5 KISS, KISS-FM. This is a rock station. They posted a 6.3. And their sister country station, Y100, KCYY, closed with a 5.9, which ties for 4th. with 91.3, K-Love, KZLV, both with a 5.9. Tied for sixth are a pair of iHeart radio stations. Country station KJ97, KAJA-FM, and its sister AC station Q1019, KQXT, both post even 5 shares of the San Antonio market, tying for sixth place. Coming in at number 8 is Euphoria Audio Networks, KBBT 98.5, The Beat, which plays hip hop. They had a 4.7. Their sister classic hip hop station, KVBH Vibe 1075, finished 9th with a 4.6. And Alpha Media's 1027 Jack FM, KJXK, rounds out the top 10, finishing with an even 4 share. As for stations outside the top 20, or rather outside the top 10, at number 11 is the new KSMG 105.3 from Cox Media Group. They had a 3.9. In 12th place is iHeartMedia's KZEP-FM 104.5 Latino Hits with a 3.3 share. In 13th place, you've got Alpha Media's KSAH 104.1 FM Norteno, which is also simulcast on 720 AM. They had a 3.2 share of the market. 14th place is iHeartRadio's News Radio 1200 WOAI, the San Antonio Spurs flagship station. They were 14th with a 2.7 share. Then its sister top 40 station, 96.1 Now, KXXM, closes in 15th with a 2.5. Then we got a tie for 16th place with Texas Public Radio's NPR News Talker, KSTX, that's 89.1, and Alpha Media's News Talk 550 and 107.1 KTSA, both finishing with 2.3 shares. In 18th place is EMF's KZAR 97.7, which airs the Air One network. They had a 2.2 share of the San Antonio market, putting them 18th. 19th place is Cox Media Group's 680 KKYX. That's the Country Legend station with a 1.6. And rounding out the top 20 is Univision's, or not Univision, but rather Euphoria Audio Networks, KROM 92.9 K Buena, finishing with a 1.5, just a shade ahead of a more 9.1 KMYO, which closes with a 1.4. All right, there's San Antonio for you. Next up, market number 26. This is Riverside, San Bernardino. Now, there will be some LA stations on these ratings, so keep that in mind. So the top station in the Inland Empire is 99.9 Cola, KOLA. In fact, they ran away with the ratings in Riverside and San Bernardino with an 11.7 share. The next closest station is K-Frog, Odyssey's country station, KFRG, with a 5 share. Coming in third is Intravision's KLYY 97.5 FM, also known as Jose. Licensed in Riverside, but also serving the larger LA market. They were third in the Inland Empire with a 4.5 share. Good News Radio's KSGN, which is a contemporary Christian station. They finished fourth at 3.7. Fifth place is Euphoria's KLVE from LA. That's Amore 107.5. They had a 3.3 share of the Inland Empire market. In fact, the next two stations are also sister stations of Amore 107.5. Because in sixth place is MX 1019 KSCA. That's another LA station. 3.1 share in the Inland Empire. And then Spanish hit station Recuerdo KRCD on 103.9 and also simulcasting on 98.3. They had a 3 share of the market, which ties with KRQB, a regional Mexican station, which also posted a 3 share of the Inland Empire, which would tie them and KRCD for 7th. In 9th place is iHeartRadio's Big 104.3 KBIG. This is another Los Angeles station. They posted a 2.5 in the Inland Empire, good for 9th. Rounding out the top 10 is KQIE from US Stations Incorporated. That's an OD station with a 2.3 share. Morulo Radio Holdings Classic Hip Hopper 93.5 K-Day, KDAY FM, which is simulcast in the Inland Empire on KDEY FM, finished with a 1.9 share of the Inland Empire market, tying with iHeartRadio's KGGI and KXOS Radio Holdings, KLLI, Kelly 93.9 out of LA, all three of those stations with a 1.9. LA Classic Rocker 95.5 KLOS came in with a 1.7. I had to do some counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 14. Okay, KLOS finished 14th here. 15th is SBR Broadcasting's rock station, KCAL FM 1.6. And then you've got a tie with All Pro Broadcasting's KATY FM and Power 106 out of LA, KPWR, both with a 0.7. KXSB, a regional Mexican station from Laser Licenses, had a 0.6. And then you have a tie for 19th with All Pro Broadcasting's KHTI, iHeartRadio sports station KPWK, and public radio station KVCR FM from the San Bernardino Community College District, all finishing with a 0.5 share of the Inland Empire. Moving on to market number 27, that's the Salt Lake City market. Their ratings were posted on March 20th. Leading the way is FM 100.3 KSFI at a 10.6 share. Second place is their sister Bonneville classic rock station KRSP, closing with a 6.5. And then Bonneville made it 1, 2, 3 in the Salt Lake market for March as news talker KSL AM 1160, which is listed on here, and simulcasting on 102.7 FM came in third with a 6.4. Then you have iHeartRadio's KODJ FM posting a 5 share in fourth place. Tied for fifth, you have a pair of country stations, KSOP and Cumulus Broadcasting's KUBL, both with a 4.6 share. In 7th place is Capital Broadcasting's KBZN-FM. That's now 97.9. They had a 4.5. 8th place is Cumulus Rock Station 101, The Bear KBER, posting a 4.3. 9th place is Broadway Media's KUDD. That's a top 40 station with a 4.2 share. And finishing, I think, 9th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is their sister station, KXRK, which is alternative rock. They had a 3.9. All right, Cumulus AC station KBEE-FM closed 11th with a 3.7. The iHeartMedia's KJMY-FM at 3.5, good for 12th. Tied for 13th, you have iHeartRadio's KNRS-FM 105.9, which is simulcast on 570 AM. And Broadway Media's KYMV-FM, which is like their version of Jack FM, both finished tied for 13th with a 3.1 share of the market. Tied for 15th, you got iHeartRadio rock station KAAZ and University of Utah NPR news station KUER-FM, both with a 2.8 share. All right, this brings us to 17th. Cumulus top 40 station KENZ has a 2.6. Then you've got KBYU-FM. This is the classical music station from Brigham Young University in Provo. They have a 2.2 share, finishing 18th. 19th is KLO-FM, which is an alternative rocker with a 1.9 share, closing 19th. And rounding out the top 20 is iHeartRadio's 97.1 ZHT, otherwise known as KZHT. They had a 1.8 share of the Salt Lake City market. Moving to market number 28, which is Sacramento, California. Their ratings were posted on March 20th. All right. Odyssey Classic Rocker KSEG finishes in first place with an 8.6 during the month. Bonneville's KYMX Mix 96 is second with a 7.7. News Talker 1530 KFBK closes third with a 7.3. iHeartRadio's classic hip-hop station KHYL was fourth with a 6.3. In fifth place, you've got Bonneville International's KNCI-FM. This is a country station. They finished with a 5.9. Sixth place is Lotus-owned regional Mexican station KVMX, closing with a 5.6. And then you got a tie for seventh with iHeartRadio's AC KBEB-FM and Odyssey Alternative Rocker KKDO, both with a 4.6. In ninth place is iHeartRadio's Classic Rocker KYRV, closing with a 3.8 for February. Rounding out the top 10 is Odyssey Top 40 station KUDL, finishing with a 3.4. Outside the top 10, you have Odyssey Rock Station KRXQ with an even 3 share. iHeartMedia's Talker KSTK, or rather KSTE, I should say, they had a 2.9. KXJZ-FM, this is the NPR news station from California State University, Sacramento. They finished 13th with a 2.8. 14th place is iHeartMedia's Hot AC station, KZIS, with a 2.5. Next is KXPR-FM. This is the classical station from California State University, Sacramento. They finished 15th, posted a 2.4. Tied for 16th, the hip-hop station, KSFM. And Bonneville International's Hot AC station, KZZO, both with a 2.3 share, which would tie them for 16th. Tying for 18th are Bonneville International Sports Station, KHTK. This is the Sacramento Kings flagship station. And Intravision's KXSE-FM, which plays Spanish hits, both finishing with a 1.4. And rounding out the top 20 is Intravision Classic Country Station, KNTY, closing with a 1.3. All right, market number 29 is Austin, Texas. Their February ratings were posted on March 21st. And leading the way in the capital city of Texas is 103.5 Bob FM KBPA from Waterloo Media Group, locally based in Austin. They finished February with a strong 12.1 share of the Austin radio market. .5 KUT, this is the NPR news station from the University of Texas at Austin, finished a distant second, posting a 7.4. In third place is Odyssey AC station KKMJ Magic 95.5, finishing with a 5.8. Just below them in fourth place is iHeart Country Station 98.1 KVET FM with a 5.7. Number 5 is another Waterloo Media Group outlet, and that's News Talk 590 KLBJ AM with a 5.1. Sixth place is iHeart Top 40 station KHFI FM 96.7 KISS FM, posting a 4.2. Their sister country station, Case 100.7 KASE and 98.9 KUTX FM from the University of Texas at Austin. Both stations tied for 7th place with a 4.1 share of the market. In 9th place is Odyssey Hot AC station KAMX, which I think is Mix 94.7. They had a 3.9 share of the market. Waterloo Media Group Classic Rocker 93.7 KLBJ FM rounds out the top 10, finishing with a 3.7 share of the market in Austin, just a tick above iHeartRadio's Hip Hopper 102.3 The Beat KPEZ, which finished 11th with a 3.6. Then you got a couple of Waterloo-owned stations in the next two spots. KLZT La Zeta 107.1 finished 12th with a 3.2. And its sister alternative station, 101X Alternative Austin, KROX FM, closes in 13th with a 2.9. In 14th place is Euphoria's KLQB, K10104.3, with a 2.8 share. Number 15 is another locally owned Waterloo media outlet, and that's KGSR 93.3, closing in 15th with a 2.4 share. In 16th place is Capital Broadcasting Association's classical station, 89.5 KMFA, posting a 2.2. 17th place is Euphoria's KLJA Amore 107.7, finishing with a 1.4 share in 17th place. The alternative rock format on KGSR 93.3 HD2, which is known as Austin City Limits Radio, in 18th, finishing at 1.3. And rounding out the top 20, you have a tie for 19th place with a pair of recharge media stations. KJFKAM, or 96.3 Jack FM, and its sister adult album alternative station, KTSN Sun Radio, both tied for 19th at 1.2. And this puts it ahead of iHeartRadio sports station KVET AM 1300 The Zone, which had a 0.9, and recently flipped regional Mexican station KTXX 104.9 with a 0.7. Of course, that station used to be known as The Horn, a sports talker. Final market we'll take a look at today is Orlando, Florida, market 30. February ratings posted on March 20th. Okay, here we go. And taking the top spot for February is 105.9 Sunny FM WOCL, posting a 10.5 share. Very strong numbers. And that's up from the 9 they posted in both December and January. Cox Media Group Urban AC station, Magic 94.5 WCFB, closes second with a 9.4. Tied for third place is iHeartMedia's 107.7 Magic FM WMGF and its sister tropical station WRUM FM Rumba 100.3, both finishing with an 8.1 share. And it's a drop off from those two stations to fifth place, which is Odyssey's Hot AC Mix 105.1 WOMX, posting a 5.6. Sixth place is Cox Media Group's country station K92.3 WWKA, posting a 5.4. Seventh place is iHeartMedia Talker Real Radio 104.1 WTKS with an even 5 share, and its sister top 40 station XL 106.7 WXXL finished 8th with a 4.7. Number 9 is Cox Media Group's Spanish hit station WOEX Éxitos 96.5. They had a 4.6 share of the market, and rounding out the top 10 is their sister station, 98.9 WMMO, with a 4.5 share. All right, as for stations outside the top 10, tied for 11th, you've got iHeartRadio Rock Station 101.1 WJRR FM, and El Zol 95.3 WPYO, both tied for 11th with a 4.1 share of the market. And it's a 1 point drop to 13th with Cox Media Group's WDBO 580 AM and 107.3 FM. This is a news talker, finishing with a 3.1. Community Communication Station WMFE is 14th with a 2.4. FM 101.9 WQMP, which plays alternative rock, finished 15th with 1.7. Then you got JVC Media's WFYY Fly 103.1, closing with a 1.4 share. And I think there's rumors about that there's a format change there. But they are 16th in the Orlando market. 17th is iHeartRadio Urban Station WTKS HD2, otherwise known as 104.5 The Beat, which is broadcast on a translator station out of Altamont Springs. They were 17th, closing with a 1.3. And it's been pretty steady numbers for that station since December. Number 18 is University of Central Florida Jazz Station, WUCF, with an even 1 share. And tied for 19th, you got 3 stations. iHeartRadio's WFLF 540 AM, that's the brand extension of Tampa Bay's WFLA. Community Communications Classical Station, WMFE FM HD2. And iHeartMedia Sports Station 740 The Game, WYGM, all finishing with a 0.8 share of the Orlando market. And that is a look at markets 21 through 30 for February 2024. We're going to be taking a look next time at markets 31 through 40, which includes Pittsburgh, Las Vegas, Cincinnati, Kansas City, Cleveland, Columbus, Raleigh-Durham, Indianapolis, San Jose, and Nashville. So we'll be looking at those 10 markets on our next edition, which will be coming tomorrow. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and happy listening. Peace out.